class, the receiving students and teachers? Thank you. You may be all seated. Now, teachers, the class and the receiving students, we are still on the strand Earth and Beyond, substrand. This time it's our Earth and its origin. Outcome 7.4.1 and Unit 9B, Earth and Space. Now I want us to have a look at the picture that I have on the screen, receiving students and your the class. Receiving students, I'd like you to tell your teacher what that picture shows you, the picture on the screen, and I will have the class to do the same. If I can have someone from the class who can tell us what that picture shows you, what is it about? Donald?
It's the picture of the Earth. It shows the reflection of the sun, and it also shows the day and night.
Very good, thank you, Donald, good answer. And I hope receiving students, you have also done the same, you've given the same type of answer to your teachers. Now, it says, our planet, the Earth. Why do we say the Earth is our planet? Now, you have had and you have learned so much about the Earth, the universe, the solar system, the stars, the sun, space exploration. The class and the receiving students, you have heard so much about that. Now, I'd like someone to tell us why we say the Earth is our planet. Receiving students, please let the teacher know what you think, and I'll have the class also to do the same. Discuss quickly if you are not sure. Thank you, we have Samuel.
Because we live on it.
Very good, because we live on it. Now, it is because Earth is the only planet that is known to support life. Life that includes us, the humans, the plants, animals. So apart from all the planets that you have learned about previously, Earth is once again the only planet that supports life, that is you and me, the plants and animals. Now that leads us to our topic, the birth of the Earth. This is the first lesson on the birth of the Earth. Now, how much do we know about the birth of the Earth? How much do we know about how the Earth was created or how it was formed? Now, in today's lesson, we will be looking at two beliefs. One, the religious beliefs, and secondly, the traditional beliefs. The religious beliefs, we, as our country is a Christian country, we have our religious beliefs, so we say biblical beliefs. And we also have traditional beliefs in our own provinces. Like you, the receiving students, you all belong to one province. In the case of our class, we all come from different provinces. And so we have traditional beliefs in what our people believe in how the Earth was created. Now, if I can have someone from the class, as well as the receiving students, someone who can tell us what you know of the religious beliefs in the creation of the Earth. Just briefly. Anybody who would like to tell us? Our receiving students, please, I'd like you to do the same. Anyone from the class? All right, class and the receiving students, let me just take you through, just briefly, on religious beliefs and traditional beliefs of how the earth was created or how the earth was formed. Now, I'd like us to have a look at this picture, class and the receiving students. Religious beliefs, briefly, in the beginning, we as Christians believe God created the universe. And the universe was formless and desolate, just like that picture there. The universe had nothing on it, no plants, no human beings, and no animals. And we believe that God, who is a superhuman being, created you and I, created the first human beings. He created the plants, the animals, the fish in the sea, animals in the bush, plants. That is just briefly on religious beliefs, but when we come to the activity part of this lesson, class and the receiving students, I would like you to discuss together and share your ideas on the religious beliefs of the creation of the earth. Now, traditional belief, there is one story that I know of. It's not from my area. Just a story I heard of, that in your previous lessons, you learned about the universe, the solar system, the moon, which is one of our stars, the sun, and many others. Now, there's a traditional belief that the moon, which is part of the creation of the earth, the moon, there was an old woman who used to keep this moon under the clay pot for herself. And when night comes, she used to take that moon to the garden, put that moon up, so the moon gives the light to her, and she does her work at night. During the daytime, when it's so hot and everyone is working, she sleeps at home because sun is too hot. At night, she used to work under the light from the moon that she used to keep, until some people found out that she kept this moon under a clay pot for herself. So they got cross with her, told her to get the moon away from the clay pot, and once they moved the clay pot away, the moon got out and flew up into the sky to where it is today. That is a traditional belief. Now, class and the receiving students have given you two beliefs, one of the religious beliefs and two traditional beliefs. It may not be, if you're not able to give actual story about the creation of the earth, there are other things that were created together when the earth was created, so you can have stories about that too. Now let's see our activity. Our activity, the first instruction, you have to discuss in your groups religious or traditional stories you know about the creation of the earth. The creation of the earth, or the birth of the earth, or the formation of the earth. So you are to do that now, our class and the receiving students. Discuss together as a group. I've given you two. With the traditional beliefs, you should have many. But religious beliefs, I just briefly told you, but you should tell us more about that. We are going to share it. 2 to 1. Sorry, 1 to 2. So check. That's 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 for your activity. 1 to 2 or 3. One paper to 2 or 3 people. You are to discuss and work together for the next part of the activity, 2 or 3 people to 1. While you are discussing, you can have what you are discussing about somebody to record that. Yep. Don't just sit down and discuss about it. You have to have it written. Class and the receiving students, you also have someone to write down what you are discussing about the religious and the traditional beliefs. Have someone to record while you are discussing. Did I give you paper? Yes, did you put your hands up?
One will write a story and one will draw on it, or one traditional.
You do it how you want it. I'm giving you two papers. So one can write about the traditional beliefs, one write about the what. If you want to draw picture, you can draw picture. Now the second part of activity, it says individually write what you have discussed about the creation of the earth. Now, I have individually, but here I'd like to let the class and the receiving students know it's best you work in pairs. Now, you can decide another 2 or 3 to write about the religious beliefs of the creation of the earth, and another 2 or 3 from your group to write about the traditional beliefs of the creation of the earth. If you would like to draw pictures about it, I've given you crayons and colored pencils. You can use that one to do that. So you decide. Yeah, you among yourself you decide who is going to write about the traditional and who write about the religious beliefs. I don't know whether this marker is working, but let's see. Let's see. You're going to share them because not many. This whiteboard. Yeah, you decide You have two papers, so you decide which one of you is going to write the traditional beliefs and which one will write the. Okay, okay. Yep, you write what you know. Okay, you discuss about it. You have to discuss about it, and what you discuss, you write it. You can make it short, just briefly, the main points, something like I told you about. Hmm? Yeah, like I said, if you are not able to write a story, a traditional story about the creation of the earth, things like the moon or sun, stories about the moon, sun, or plants, how they came or how they came to be. Those are part of the creation. So you can, creation of it, so you can write that. Class and the receiving students with traditional stories. If you are not able to have a story about the creation of the whole earth, I've given you an example of the moon, how it came to be. So moon is part of the creation of the earth. We also have others. If you have stories about how certain type of plants came to your area or others, you can write about that too as well. I'll just go around first, one to everyone, and then if there's any left, I'll bring it to you. Just one first. Yes. Yeah, that's okay. You work in pairs. Two work on the traditional beliefs and two on the religious beliefs. It should be okay. Yeah, wait, we'll see. Before, that's whiteboard marker, but we have no permanent, so use that. I don't know whether our markers. Give you one marker. Nothing. These are all red. You can use red. This. That's whiteboard marker, but we have no permanent, so use that. If you need, I'm giving another two papers, so you run out of space. Just use this in case you run out of space. You might run out of space, so one more paper for. more paper. You have your story. Oh, not yet. You're still writing. 2 more papers in case you don't have enough space. Just 2 more papers. If you run out of space for one, you put it. There are 4 of you, so 2 should be writing about the traditional beliefs, another 2 writing about the religious beliefs. Just 1 paper if you need it. Extra paper if you need it. Extra paper. So this 2 of you are on religious. You're supposed to have, there are 5 of you, so maybe 2 on the religious beliefs of the creation of the earth and another 3 on tradition. So we don't waste time just working on one. You're supposed to share the work where you have some working on the traditional beliefs and some on the religious beliefs. And you, what's this one you write? Let me see what you have now.
It was, you know,
Both of you on traditional beliefs and you 2 on religious. Ray, just let George know. Just let George know. This work, they are going to take them home and complete them. They are going to, by take time, so the work I gave him, all by Karim gonna finish him, and I'll be collecting them in as to assess them on. But I will take 2 students just to read from the paper they have written. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, and then we finish. Yeah, now. Yeah, I already, traditional beliefs, I already got 1, but religious, they are still writing, so. But that's the one I'm saying, no, what, I won't.
How many minutes do you want to give them?
This, but with the religious beliefs, I think it should be only about 2 minutes for here, this group here. Religious beliefs or traditional beliefs already there. So the work they are going to finish at home, but only the 2 will just read from the paper what they have written, not to show it up. Okay, just talk to her. Let me see how far you are.
on and on.
Okay, we are finishing now. Okay, good. Finish. Finish. All right, class and receiving students, teachers, the students will complete this work that they've been given to do, and I'd like you to make sure you have time for students to share with their friends what they have done, and also collect their papers in to see the work that they have done. And that is going to be the same for our class. You will be taking your work to complete it at home, and we will have a look at that in the next lesson. But I would like to have Lisa and someone from Jubilee's group, if they can share with us what they have written Lisa with one of the traditional beliefs, and someone from Jubilee's group on the religious beliefs. If I can have those two students out in front, please. Thank you. Who is coming from Jubilee and Jubilee, your group? Carlen, thank you, and Lisa. Okay, let's have Carlen. Please, Carlen, with the religious beliefs of how the earth was created. Teachers, if any of your students have finished, you can have them to share with the rest of our class. Thank you, class. If we can have you all. Carlen, thank you. Stand there.
First, God made the universe and saw that there was no light, so he made the sun to give light at daytime and moon and stars at night. There were many planets, but God chose only one planet, which is planet Earth, where he created plants and animals on it. And then God saw that there was no one to look after the plants and animals, so God created a man by his own image. And then God saw that the man needed a partner to bear human beings, so he created a woman. Then he put them in the place called Garden of Eden on earth.
Very good, thank you. That is what Carlen and his friends have come up with on the religious beliefs of the creation of the earth. Let's have Lisa for the traditional beliefs. Now, class and the receiving students, I hope you have listened to Carlen sharing with you on the religious beliefs of the creation of the earth. And this time, as Lisa tells us or shares a story with us, I'd like you also to listen and try to compare the two, the religious and the traditional beliefs. Thank you, Lisa, if we can have you.
This is a traditional belief and it's similar to how the day and night occurs. A long time ago, sun and moon lived together. They were good brothers. They lived over the mountains far from the sea. One day, sun went fishing in the river. He caught 2 small fish. Moon saw the fish. He said, "You have to give me 2 small fish, please. You have to give me 2 small fish. Please give me 1." Sun said, "Oh no, I will not give you any. I will eat 1 for breakfast and the other for lunch." Moon was very sad. He ate cocoa and banana that day. In the afternoon, Moon went fishing. He caught 2 big fish. Sun saw the fish. He said, "You have 2 big fish. Please give me 1." Moon said, "Oh no, we both have fish to eat. I need my fish for my dinner." Sun was very angry. He got a stick. Moon saw the stick and ran away. Sun ran fast after the moon. They ran over the mountains. They ran across the sky. They ran into the sea. Moon said, "I am very fast. You will never catch me." Today, Sun is still chasing the moon over the mountains, up the sky, and into the sea. Day after day, night after night, Sun and moon run without stopping. You can feel how angry the sun is. Go outside at noon and you will feel him. Thank you.
Good, thank you, Lisa. I hope, Clement, you and your friends have listened to those 2 stories, the religious beliefs and the traditional beliefs. Lisa has told us a story about the sun and the moon and how to this day, sun and the moon chase each other. We see them in the sky. And we also heard from Carlen about the religious beliefs in God creating the moon, the sun, the plants, animals, and the first humans. Now, Tara, if you can tell us, our receiving students, I also would like you to do the same. Tara, if you can tell us your comparison of those two stories, the religious beliefs and traditional beliefs. Now, Lisa told us about the moon and the sun, and Colin told us about also the creation of the earth, created by God. He made a mention also of the universe, which also includes the moon and the sun. Tara, if you can tell us how you look at those two stories.
God created the sun and moon, and Lisa said that sun and moon were best friends.
Sun and moon were best friends. Anybody who would like to continue from where Tara stopped? We are trying to compare the two stories we had. One, religious belief, and two, the traditional story. Now, traditional story is about the moon and the sun. And the religious belief, also when Colin said the universe, that also includes the moon and the sun. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look at those two stories. Now, when we compare those two stories, we are looking at what we traditionally believe and what we biblically believe or religious belief. Now, here, there are two stories. One says there is a human, superhuman, who we believe his name is God, who created the universe. And that universe included the moon, the sun, and everything that we have learned about in our lessons. Now, the other, we hear that there was the moon and the sun. Nobody created that moon and the sun. They lived together as friends, but one day something happened and they chased each other. And to this day, we see them in the sky chasing each other. So when we compare these two, we see that they are different altogether in how the moon and the sun were created through the traditional belief, and the moon and the sun, how they were created through the religious beliefs. Now, in our next lesson, we will be also comparing, and I'd like the class and the receiving students to take note of this. When we come to the next lesson, you will be comparing 3 different stories. You have had 2 in this lesson and in the next lesson, and you will try your best to compare those 3 stories. Now, our summary for this lesson. Different societies and cultures all over the world have their own traditional beliefs about the creation of the earth. We, Papua New Guineans, we are not the only ones that have our own beliefs, traditional beliefs in how the earth was created or how whatever we have on earth is created. People everywhere, every societies and cultures, they have their own beliefs too as well. Our next Summary point, Christians believe that there is a super being called God who existed before all creation and is the creator of the universe and the earth. Michael, what do you think our key phrase for this lesson is going to be? Michael, what is our key phrase for this lesson?
The birth of the earth.
The birth of the earth, that is what Michael says our key phrase for this lesson is. Now let's see what I have. Okay, the birth of the earth or creation of the earth. Now our next lesson is the birth of the earth 2, or the second lesson on the birth of the earth. Materials for the next lesson. Teachers, take note of those materials and have them ready for the next lesson. Now, once again, a reminder to the teachers, please give time for your class to finish writing those stories on the religious and traditional beliefs, and have time for them to share with everybody what they have written. And please collect them in also to check the students' work. I will be also doing the same with the class. You complete that work as your homework. When you come for classes tomorrow, please, I'd like you to bring all of them. Make sure you have your names written on them, because I will collect them in tomorrow. And with that, thank you, class, the receiving students and teachers, for your participation. Okay, thank you all. You may be seated.